Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Top Stitches. If this is your first time coming across us, you're highly welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Alright, so today we're going to be learning how to sew a hip padded tight. As you can see up on the screen, the video on my left I have it on, while the one on my right I don't have it on. You can see the obvious difference, right? So for this tights, you can have it on your skirt or your gowns, then as well as your trousers. If this is what you're looking to learn, stick around. So this is the materials that I'm going to be needing. I'll be needing a lining fabric and then my main fabric. This is just a thick crepe material. So you'll be needing your interfacing. I have my hairstay here and then my fiber. This is 1-inch fiber. So this is what I will be using. You can as well use your foam if that is what you can lay your hands on. So I have my skirt pattern here. I didn't exclude the band, I included it all in the length of this skirt pattern. So now for my hip, I have my actual hip as 41 and I'll be adding 3 inches to it, which is going to be 44. That is what I used to draft this skirt pattern. Alright, there are no forms of allowance on this skirt pattern except my zipper allowance. So we'll start with the front side. So I'll just label it right now, and on the hip line that I have there, I'll be coming in from the sides 5 inches, and then from the start of the pattern paper I came down by half of an inch. Alright, so the next measurement is my underbutt. From my waistline to my underbutt, you need to take that measurement on your client. Mine is 12.5 inch, and then I'm going to be using 15 inches as the full length of this pad. I will use a straight line and then connect those markings. Now that I have my lines, I'm going to come in now and then connect like you can see me doing. I try to avoid using a rule at this point to make my curve. I'll just use my pencil to make a nice smooth curve. Then if I am okay with it, I will come in and use my marker. Alright, so do what works for you at this point. And then this is what I have. I'm coming in to label them, so you have to label, guys. Alright, so now again I'm going to take the length that I have on the front, the underbutt, and then the full length of the pad. That is what you can see me rolling across right now. So from the start of the pattern paper, just like I did for the front, I came down by half of an inch, and then on my underbutt line I'm coming in from the sides by 5 inches. So come in at the front, but at the side by 5 inch, and then excluding my zipper allowance I also came in by 1 inch. Please just follow what I am doing. I am sure that you will get it right. And just for as I did for the front, I'm coming in with my pencil first to make a nice smooth curve. So make a nice smooth curve. Just follow what I am doing. I am sure you will get it right. You see, I started from the underbutt to meet my hip line. So now I'm coming from the underbutt with a slight curve to meet the edge of the length of the tight. So you need that slight curve there for a smooth transition from the underbutt to the length of the tight. Alright, so do this for yours and I'm sure you're going to be getting it. Alright, so I'll come in now and then cut it out. Please do not forget to label because it is very important, so you don't end up mixing it up. Alright, so I've cut out mine. Now we'll come in now and draft the pattern for the tight itself. Alright, so I have my pattern paper right here for the short that I'm going to be attaching my hip pad on. Okay, so for the length of this tight I'm going to be using 18 inches, and this tight I did not exclude any band. So I have my 10 inch as my crouch length, and then 2 inches above it is going to be my hip line. So 10 inches and then 8 inches. All right, so I'll come in now and use a straight rule and then connect it. All right, so for this hip pad, the next measurement I'm going to be inputting here is going to be my hip padded circumference measurement. I have mine as 11 inches, that's 44. That is what we calculated at the start of the video. 44 divided by 4 is 12, is 11 inches, sorry. So that is what you saw me marking there, all the way from my waistline to the crouch line, 11 inches. So I use a straight rule to connect it, as you can see there. So for my crouch extension now, I'm going to be using 2 inches for this front side, and then diagonally I marked 1 inch to serve as a guide to get a smooth curve there. So that is what I have done right now. So for my waist, I'm going to be taking my waist from that crouch that I marked to the other side. So just follow what I am doing. So from my crouch I marked 9 inch, which is my actual waist measurement, and I'm going to use a curve to connect it to the hip line. All right, so I'm going to take everything I have on my crouch line, which is 13 inches. I'm going to divide it by 2 and then mark what I have there. That line is going to serve as my crease line, or let's just say a guideline to input other measurements. So 3 inches below my crouch measurement is going to be where I'm going to be inputting my thigh measurement. That is what you can see me ruling now. And then I'm going to divide my thigh measurement by 2. If I divide by 2, I'll be having 12.5 inches. I further divide by 2 again, I'll be having 6.25. I placed my 6.25 on that crease line, on that guideline, and then I marked 6.5 on either side. That is what I did. I also did that for the full length of my tights, and then I'm going to use my curve rule to connect those markings. Please, I hope you understand what I am doing. Ask your question in the comment section and I will be answering all of it. So on the waistline, I'll be coming down by 0.75 inches. This is to eliminate bulge, so that my tight is not folding at the waistline. So this is what I'll be having right now. I'll come in now and then cut out what I have. Alright, so if you have not subscribed by this point, please do that. So for this 0.75 that I marked there, I will be leaving it as it is now, because I'll be using this pattern to draft the back panel. Alright, so I have the pattern for the back panel also. I just went ahead to tape it down, tape the front part down on the waist. The first thing I'm going to be doing is to extend my crouch length. That is what I just did there now. And for this crouch line, I'll be marking 2.5 inches. That is what I marked there right now. And then on my waistline, I'll take what I have there and then divide it by 4. So after dividing by 4, I will mark what I have there. Just place a mark there, and then on my marking I'll come up by 1.5 inches. This depends on how wide your butt is, so do increase in case you are working with a big butt. So right now I'm going to use my pencil to make a nice smooth curve. So you can see how the curve looks like. So do that for yours, and then this is what we will be having. So right now I'm going to be taking the 9 inch that I have on my waistline and then input it from that 1.5 inches step up. So place it diagonally to be touching the tip of the front pattern that I have there. Sorry, at this point I didn't know my camera wasn't catching, but then from my explanation you should know what I did there. So place it like so and draw a slant line. It should be touching the tip there, right? So you can see it from there. All right, so on my hip line I'll be coming out by 1.5 inch, and then at the hem I am marking 1 inch. This is because it should be tight, right? So no excess allowance, just 1 inch, 1.5 inch should be enough. And right now I'm going to be connecting those markings. So connect your markings like you can see me doing right now, and then cut it out. So this is it right here. After everything, I'll just come in now and remove these tapes so that I'll be able to cut out my back panel. So after cutting it out, what I will do is to go and trace out on my fabric. So I will then come in and exclude that part for the waist, for the front waist, and then I'll go and trace out my fiber, and then the fabric also, and then the lining also. So I'll do all that, come back and show us. All right, so this is it right here. Just at the hem I added extra 1 inch. I'm going to be using a turn up for this short, so I added just extra 1 inch at the hem, and then this is my fiber. I already went ahead to work on some of it, and I left out one to show us what I did. All right, so you have to iron this fiber down. So after ironing, I have something like this. I have two of it actually here. So and I traced out with my pattern that I have, and then transferred all the points. So after transferring all the points, the next thing you will be doing is to iron down. You need to iron this fiber down, so that it is not too fluffy. So after ironing it down, you will need to trim out. You have to trim out the sides, so that it gives a smooth transition. It's not too bulky at the edge. All right, so that is what I just did now. I trim out some part of it, and then I'm going to go and use my hairstay to iron down. So I'll go and use my hairstay and then iron it down. I'll come back, show us what it looks like. Alright, so this is it right here. After ironing it down and I trim out the excess, you can still see my labelings there. Now it's time to join it together. So place your pattern on them so that you will know which side is going to which side. So I'll pick it up one after another right now and then pin it down. So just pin it. I'm just using my pin to hold it so that when I am on my machine, I will just join it with 1/2 inch. So this is what it should be looking like right now. So I'll go and join with 1/2 inch when I am on my machine. Alright, so for the other pattern, this is what I should be having. This right here is my lining. I went ahead to draft my lining with my actual hip measurement, not with my hip padded hip measurement. So this is for the lining, and then this is the main bodies. So the main bodies I had 44 as my hip measurement, but for the lining I have 41. So I'm just going in now to hold it down on my crouch, and then I will go and sew my crouch with half of an inch. I will do all that, come back and show us. Alright, so this is it right here. For my short, I have sewn the crouch area for both the lining and then the main fabric. This is my hip pad. I have joined it with half of an inch. So this is what it should look like. So right now, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to join on the sides. You have to join it at the sides. So I'm pinning it down, both the back panel and then the front panel, right sides facing each other. I'll do that for the lining also. So place the right sides facing each other and then hold it down at the waist area, so that when you're on your machine, you will just sew down. I'll go and do that, come back and show us. So this is it right here. I have pinned down, and I also open up the front crouch, so that it will be easy for me to fix my hip pad. So for the lining, I still have it as it should be. So I'll get my main bodies and then my fiber. I'll place the parts for the butt facing the butt area, the back side, right? So right now what you can see me doing is coming down by 1 inch. I'm coming down by 1 inch on the waistline, on the starting of my short, and I am opening up my seam first, both the seam on the fiber and then the one on my short. So you need to open up that seam and then place the seam on the hip pad to match that of the one on the short. That is what I am doing, and I'm pinning it down. So open up the seams and then pin down. Take your time and do this part. So keep doing that. Open up the seams and then pin it down. You need to pin it down so that it is not moving. After that, you also ensure that the sides are also laying flat, and then you pin it down also. Alright, at this point I forgot to go and match this hip pad. Please go and run stitches all around the sides of the hip pad, to help it lay flat more. So after that, you sew down at the center first, then at the sides. Sew it down and attach it to your fabric. So I'll also do that for the other sides. Make sure that the down parts are properly aligned, and then I'll do that, come back and show us what I have. Alright, so this is it right here. As you can see, I sewed more than 2 times at the edges just before attaching it to my fabric. This is what it should be looking like at the right side. So this is the second part also. Alright, so now it's time to join back the crouch area that we opened up before. So I'll go and then join back this crouch area, and while at it I'll exclude my zipper allowance. I didn't use a zip flyer for this because I need all parts to be laying flat. So I'll leave out where my zipper should be and then close down the other side. And after that, I added my zip. You can see it right here. I have my zipper on. I've attached my zip, and now it's time to sew the lining to the main bodies. So you can see how I fixed my lining. I'm going to go and sew at the hem join it at the hem. Please open up your seams also. So that is what I am doing right here, opening up my seam and then aligning it properly to go and sew it down. All right, so do that for yours and then go and sew it. I'll come back and show us what it looks like. So this is it right here after sewing at the hem, and just after that I'll sew the crouch also. Just hold the crouch, match it down, both the main fabric and the lining. So just follow what I am doing and you will get it right. So for this crouch, start from the upper side, so that you get that excess that you are looking for the turn up at the hem. So the main body should be longer than the lining, so that the seams are hiding inside. So start from the crouch area, pin it all the way down to the full length, and then go and sew on it. That is what I am doing, pinning down, and then I will go and sew, come back and show us what it looks like. So this is it right here on the right side, and then on the wrong side, this is what you should be having. You should have some excess there, right? So this is it right here. It's time to work on the zip. So right now it's time to sew the lining right now. I'll be attaching that part of the area to the lining. So I'll get where I have my opening on my lining, and then align it properly to the zip that I already have. Go ahead, just watch what I am doing. Place my lining the right sides facing each other. So I will align it properly on that part, the right sides facing each other, starting from where the zipper should fabric. I will align it properly and then hold it down with my pin, and then I will go and sew it. So I'm going to come in now and pin. I need to hold it down. Pins also help you to at least visualize what you're going to do just before sewing it. So after pinning, this is what it should look like, right? So now I know I am on the right track. I'll also do that for this second part and then sew it. Alright, so after sewing, this is what it should look like on the inside. You see how neat and beautiful it is looking there. So when I have my tights on, that zipper area is not bulky. I already stitched down the waist area with my lining and then the main fabric. I sewed it down. Now it's time to sew the crouch. So I am aligning the part where I have my joining. I'm aligning it both the front side and then the back side, and I'm pinning it down. I'm also aligning the full length and then I am pinning it down also. I will go and then sew it right now. After sewing, this is what it should be looking like. Our tight is looking very beautiful and very neat. So for this waist area, I already matched it down, joining the lining and then the main fabric. This is what it should be looking like at the end of the day. So for this waist area, I didn't turn. I just cut out a piece of my fabric and then tidied it up. That is all for this tutorial. Alright, so if you found this video helpful, please smash that subscribe button, like the video, share it, tell your friends and colleagues about this channel, and this is it right here. See you in my next tutorial, and until then, stay safe.